What's up, guys? Alright, so today we're going to throw in the new clutch. I want to show some of the things we ran into because we actually pulled the old clutch out and I sent that in. There's a place in Lansing near where I live called Clutch Dynamics that usually rebuilds my clutches. But this one was pretty much smoked. So I'm going to show you some of the things that go wrong. Here's this piece to your clutch, and if you can see, these pieces are missing. You got that piece there, that one's completely gone, and there's actually a couple of them. This one's cracked, this one's missing. So his suggestion, and there's actually a lot of I feel like that's a lot of signs of overheating there, but his suggestion was just to order another one. So that is exactly what I did. If you guys end up doing your own clutches, make sure you always have your flywheel machined, because they do mate together, these surfaces. Going under the truck, because obviously I went to put the new one in, and I found something I didn't like, which is that right there. So that's the rear main seal. It's all wet and gross, and there's no way I'm gonna pull the transmission, do all this work, put a new clutch in there just to pull this all back apart. So I ordered a new rear main seal. I've got the oil draining, so I'm going to pull the oil pan off. We're going to put a new oil pan gasket in. This actually, which this is the first car that I've seen like this. I'm sure there are others, but it's actually got a whole plate that you can pull, and then you can get right to the rear main seal. So we'll pull this plate out right here, pull the oil pan like I said, and then we'll get that all brand new and put back together, get the clutch in. All right, got the oil pan removed, got the rear main seal out. Show those right here. Obviously oil pan, rear main. I'm gonna pop that out, get everything cleaned off. I will probably end up cleaning and painting this. The guy that owned the car before me, whoever worked on it before me, just used Permatex sealer to put it back together. I personally don't like to do that. If there's a gasket for something, I want to use a new gasket, make sure that everything seals up. I didn't see too much evidence that the oil pan was actually leaking. The rear main was definitely leaking. But anyways, so I'm going to get this all cleaned up, remove this old crappy gasket, crawl under the Samurai, and get all that cleaned off too. That really wasn't all that bad. So we'll get all that done. We'll get that done, and then yeah, I guess I'll get you guys caught up. Okay, we've got the flywheel back in place. We got all these bolts torqued down to 58 foot-pounds is what the book said. I like to use a little bit of thread Loctite. I use blue. Not a whole lot, just a little bit. I've actually seen guys torque these to spec and then they still back out. So I like to torque them to spec with a little thread Loctite, like I said. We've got our clutch with our alignment tool, our pressure plate, everything ready to go in. So I'm going to throw that on here real quick. Yep. Get our tool lined to our pilot bearing. Got that in place. Get our pressure plate lined up. Yep, I can see the bolt holes are lined up. Get that little tap. Oh, I think I don't have the other ones lined up. Oh, there we go. Okay, that should be good, just like that. I'm probably going to tap that in with the hammer, because I had the guy that resurfaced that actually gnarled those up just a little bit. No big deal. Like I said, I'll just tap it on with a hammer and everything will go together just fine. So grab the bolts and get all that tightened up, and we'll check back in with you guys. There it is. Everything's in, everything's lined up. Got all the bolts in, they're all torqued down to 20 foot-pounds. So as far as the clutch goes, that is done. We're actually pulled the transmission, had it rebuilt, so we've got to get that done. Some stuff to do on that still, but clutch is all set. So we'll see you in the next video.